Let's try that again with my mic on. uh, hey, gang, it's Uncle Todd here, and I'm going to be seeing Marlowe. Uh, I'm a big fan of the hard-boiled detective school fiction and the film noir film genre. You know, I've read Dashiell Hammett, Raymond Chandler, Vicky Splain, Ross McDonald, John D. McDonald, Walter Mosley, Robert Parker, Rex Stout, all of them. And I've seen a lot of the big movies: Maltese Falcon, Murder My Sweet, The Big Sleep, uh, Dark Corner, Laura, you know, all those great ones. And so I'm looking forward to this, although I'm a little trepidatious because in the trailer, Marlowe's getting in a lot of fights, and he's coming off as kind of invincible in them. And anyone who's ever seen any of the Marlowe movies or read Chandler's work, you know that although Marlowe could handle himself in a tense situation, he was not invincible and would get beat up as often as he would win a fight. So I have to wait and see. But I'm sure this is going to be a very complicated plot because Chandler always wrote complicated plots. And if you're going to do a Marlowe, it's got to be complicated. And I'll tell you what I think when I get back. Hey, gang, we're back. Very good movie. It's a good detective story. Very complex. Basically, Marlowe, it's set in 1939, which was, I believe, the year Chandler published the first Marlowe novel, although the character had existed under one name or another throughout the 30s in short stories he'd written. And Marlowe gets hired by a woman to find her lover. She is married, and she's very rich, or her mother's very rich. And things turn out that he died in an automobile accident. He got hit and run. Maybe. She doesn't believe he's dead. And Marlowe, being Marlowe, he keeps looking because he's something's not right here. And then other people start showing up, gangsters and the girl's mother, all wanting to hire him to find the supposedly dead person and tell them, not the original client. But Marlowe, he didn't go that way. You know, he's been hired, and that is his only client. And things become very complicated dealing with. It's not so much the guy missing, but what he may have that everybody's really wanting. And I'll leave it there. It's a mystery. You don't want the whole thing solved. But a really good cast. Of course, Liam Neeson, really good as Marlowe. And you got Diane Kruger as the client. Jessica Lange as her mother. Cole Meany as one of the cops he deals with. And for bad guys, we have Danny Houston and Alan Cummings. Perfect. Alan Cummings is a very verbose and poetic type, and Danny Houston is the that standard kind of bad guy he plays, kind of debonair, but also there's a nastiness underneath. Yeah, really good throwback to the 1940s style film noir, only in color. One minor problem. As the film progresses, the main character starts doing things Marlowe wouldn't do. And this might upset some purists, because Marlowe, he is in a dirty world, but he himself is not dirty. basically that's the way the character worked. He was a bit of the character himself was a throwback, and he didn't really fit in that time because he had a high moral setting, his makeup. And this Marlowe does some rather morally questionable things as the film progresses. Justice may be served, it may not. You'll have to decide that for yourself. Also, Robert Parker's cliche, we should say by this point, of having your detective partnered up with a more psychotic killer style person as a sidekick. And Marlowe gets that in the last third of the movie. And Marlowe always worked alone. I was shocked that he had a secretary. He's never had a secretary in the books or in any of the films. That was one of the things. Marlowe was alone. He would sometimes be with people and he had some friends, but he was essentially a loner. And so it is a really good film noir style mystery, but not a good adaptation of Raymond Chandler. Some things yes, some things no. The flippancy of the wisecracks is really good, and his drive and incorruptibility in the face of bribes, those are all there. Those are standard Marlowe traits. But there are some things that are just like, Marlowe wouldn't have done that. But I leave that for you to decide. Please hit like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.